Me, Smile McGee, and this vlog discusses the current game plan, but I thought I would show you the legit view from my room. I have a window now. He's taking off, that's so cool. You know, I get the room with the view. Last night was puke my brains out for no reason, awful. But this morning, nausea's not that bad. And I think my eye looks more like an eye, maybe. And I was talking with my MA for like an hour, and she was hilarious. And it was the laugh I definitely needed. Much better way to start today. I hope today is a good day. And look, the NSAIDs definitely helped my fingers, so that's awesome. Well, I've had some awesome nurses today. Really bad nausea. I've been snorting queasies. It's been my saving grace because I just puked up my nausea meds and they got me hooked up to fluids. It's just normal saline, ran at 250, and doctors are coming in later for a game plan, but a little extra swollen today, a little extra crummy feeling. And I will give an update when I know one. Sexy. I can barely drink a ginger ale. Like, I've had 4 sips and I think I've hit my limit. But I get to take a shower. I feel nauseous to a point where I can move and not vomit. So I'm gonna look less homeless. Hey everybody, it's late. I look great, and I thought it'd be time for an update. So, all my videos have been jumbled as fudge, so let's start from the beginning. So basically, you know the gist. Go in for very swollen eyes, my hands are swollen, and I go to the eye doctor, and she's like, well, it's not your eyes, but your body is a hot mess. You're peeing blood, you can't breathe as well, you need to go to the ER. And I called my rheumatologist beforehand, and he's like, holy crap, go to the ER. So they sent me to the ER, and they heard my dose of Zolfran, and they did an EKG. And apparently my heart is throwing a new issue into the mix. It's called a prolonged QT. And I had no freaking clue in the world what that was until today. Like, I would try to get my typical dose of nausea med, and I told them I typically take 16 of Zolfran and 25 of Phenergan alternating, and everyone would stare at me like, and I would just be like, what? They'd be like, with your prolonged QT, we can't do that. I'm like, well, what the H is a prolonged QT? But no one really answered me. And then I finally talked with a nurse about it today. And so basically with your heart, there are these 4 separate chambers. And with prolonged QT, one of the electrical chambers that like causes your heart to pump doesn't stop pumping. So it causes abnormal rhythms and can get you completely out of sinus rhythm and into VTach. So that's amazing, especially because my heart has been a little wonky today. But I went in and my appetite's decreased for the past like 5 days. And starting yesterday, my body is like, well, you're already having a really good time with this inflammation. And we've made it so you're not really peeing blood. But we're gonna make it so even though you can't eat, every time you attempt to eat or drink, you're either gonna dry heave or just totally vomit. So I haven't eaten since Monday? Yeah, Monday night, and it was nothing because my nausea was so bad. And I have been a very talented puker. Puking up meds. I tried one French fry, puked up that French fry, puking up everything. So that's exciting. So, as you know, I was IV dependent for nutrition for a while. And being in this situation again, basically, is awful, but it feels way different than last time. It's not gastroparesis where, you know, you're bloated beyond belief and every time like you eat or drink it's like horror movie, like vomit. It's just like it's different, and it just makes me nervous because I'm not able to figure it out. And I'm still having the severe edema in my face, in my hands, and my ankles are beginning to swell more tonight. So that's fun. That's all the scary stuff. So let's talk about the good stuff. And the good stuff has been the people today. I have had incredible nurses and incredible doctors. I feel blessed to be at such an amazing medical facility. Like, honestly, I had less like the Mayo Clinic drew less labs in my 7 weeks there than my 3 days here. I have the whole med and internal medicine team working on my case, and the doctor's just really sweet and caring. Like, my mom was giving him like all my medical history, and I'm like, shut up. Because usually when I give new doctors my medical history, they run away screaming. But he's just determined to find out what's going on, and it's really honestly refreshing. And my nurses have been so cool. My nurse last night, I was really worried because he wasn't much of a talker. And I'm like a real talker. So he's probably like, why the F won't this little nauseated kid stop talking? But when I'm nervous, I talk a lot too. Like, being social helps kind of distract me from my current situation. And I'm sorry if I'm a little more blunt than usual. I'm on a lot of medication. But anyway, yeah, he was really sweet. And then my nurse today was really, really cool. Nurse B. I couldn't say his name. He was from Bhutan and was just telling me some of his life story, and it was absolutely amazing. Like, he's a phenomenal human, and there's just been so much diversity. Like, I hate being in the hospital, but I love talking to all the different people and like hearing their stories. Like, that's like the only part I like in the hospital, is meeting new people. Like, I wish I could just travel the world and meet new people every day and do service projects. Like, that is my dream life. But people today have been so funny. And my poor CNA, she was awesome. I loved her. And I was just asking like about like what it's like to be a nurse, and she's talking about how mean people are. And I was so surprised. Like, I don't know about all y'all out there, but I just feel guilty for like pressing the call button. Like, I honestly, they let me write my own urine output and like other outputs and stuff because I felt so bad having to like buzz them every time I peed, because they have important stuff to do than like write down pee. Like, I can take care of that. But it was just so fun to talk to. Oh, and it was so funny. Like, oh my gosh, I just forgot what was so funny. Oh, the funny thing was I had this super, super hot volunteer come in. He was married, darn it. But he came with a list of movies that I could have because they have treats and stuff for everyone, but food is just a no right now. And he's like, how are you doing? And he comes in, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, this is the best day of my life. And he just bust up laughing. He's like, you were the most positive patient I've had all day. I'm like, honestly, I've set the bar so low for today that literally any good thing has improved it. And we were just laughing, and he like stole a DVD player out of someone else's room for me so I could watch DVDs. So that was nice. And I've just had a lot of good nurses, and my vein was blown, so that was fun. Check that sexy bruise out. He was really sweet, but my veins are crap because I'm realizing I was a genius. Oh, I have to get IVs every 3 days, but I don't need a port. What was young me thinking? Just, even though they still freak me out, I think if I'm ever in that situation again, I'm getting a port or a pick because my veins are garbage. So yeah, that's the basic update for today. There's really no plan, but hey, let's stop puking and find out a way. But my body's used to a way higher nausea amount than I'm getting, so I don't know how we're ever going to get it under control. I'm barely keeping medication down if I'm lucky. So eating or drinking, I've managed maybe a fourth a can of ginger ale today, and I have puked twice. So who knows if anything has stayed. I have no idea what's next. Doctors took cortisol levels. They're checking for porphyria or something. That when you pee blood a lot, it could be a thing. They're looking for a bunch of zebras, and I hope they figure out this unicorn. So, yep, that is my update. I will probably make another vlog tomorrow because it's way easier to talk all this crap instead of write it. I'm just chilling in my room. Probably gonna fall asleep again or watch a really old musical. And I'm my friends out there, if I'm like awake and you want to FaceTime, that'd be cool. It's just I don't feel good and I don't know what's going on with my life. So yeah, fun times, but I'm just trusting in God and believing in good things to come, because that's all you really can do in situations like this. So comment below, tell me about your day. I could use some distractions. I'm in a pretty good mood for my situation, but all this is honestly kind of terrifying, and just being honest about it sucks. But like I was telling a nurse today, because they're like, everyone's usually so miserable, you're probably the happiest person I met. And I'm like, well, in a sucky situation, being negative the whole time just makes it worse. So yeah, I'm gonna laugh with people, I'm gonna talk with people, I'm gonna try to make the best of what honestly can be a very bad day. Just take any joy you can in any situation you're in. Keep me in your prayers and always smile on.